With the year now being 2026, a big question on a lot of people's mind is, starting a new Minecraft world. A lot of people have New Year's resolutions, to do types of different things. But whenever mine comes around, I always think of Minecraft worlds. And recently, I just started what people online are calling their forever worlds, which is that world that you want to spend forever in, and you want to be like somebody like Log Swamp, like Stampy, people who sit in a world forever and never leave it and keep going with it through the updates and stuff. And today I wanted to talk about why you should do it and why you should finally commit to that world. Because I have somebody who's been playing this game for probably 14, 15 years at this point. I've spent a long part of my life on this game, more than half of it, more than 60% of it. And it makes me really happy that I may have finally found my world. Because one of the hardest things to do with this game is commitment to a world. I don't know if it's just me, maybe I speak for the masses and stuff like that. But whenever it comes to playing Minecraft and keeping a world, I could never do it. Maybe a couple months, maybe a year or two, but then eventually, it sours out, you get bored of the world, you start doing projects way too big, and your scope of things, you just give up on it. Could also be the fact that I'm not the best at the game, or I'm not that good at it, and things like that could 100% be playing a role into it. But it's made me think, and I've wondered if I would be ever able to start that world. I think back, I had the longest ever world I had was this world. I named it Battle for some reason. It was on Xbox 360 and it was a creative world that I played in, and I spent so many years in it. And I just built things, did things, all that kind of stuff like that. And that's where I spent majority of it back on the 360. And then after that, I made I think I called it Battle 2, and it was a survival world. And I played on that on my Xbox One, and I played on that world for probably a couple years. This is back 2017 to like 2019 or something like that. It was just a survival world. I was never good at the game. I did like dupe glitches. I never went creative and stuff, but I remember there was a furnace dupe glitch I used. I beat the Ender Dragon for like the first time ever in survival, but it was with the duped items. It was questionable. And I mean, it was back when I was a kid still. So, I mean, it's understandable that like I did things that way, and I always ended up getting burnt out, or the world just ended, or I just stopped playing Minecraft. And you know what? After those cycles, playing this game as long as most of us have, you get to that point where you get bored of the game, or you want to do other stuff, or realistically, like you just don't have time for it. Like, how the heck am I supposed to do this? Being in high school, doing sports, having to do homework, and then it's like you don't have time for stuff like you would wake up every morning about 6 and you don't get home till about 6 o'clock every night. It's like you didn't have the time to balance it during the week. And of course, you could play on the weekends, but that's if you didn't have sporting events, or you were doing things and stuff like that. So obviously it was really easy to get caught up in just life. I've done that so many times where it's like, man, I wish I played video games. So it's like, okay, I'm just working, and then when I get home I'm tired, and I tired of working, and I don't do more. So that's one thing that I've tried to get better at, and I think I have recently the last 3 or so months, because we just recently hit 3 months in Timelocke, which was really exciting because going into this you don't know what to exactly expect from it, because at the end of the day, a Minecraft world is only what you make it to be, and the only person that can make you keep going is yourself. Obviously, if you play in a multiplayer world with other people, you have them to push you. But then the problem is once they stop playing, it makes you want to stop playing. So it's a tough cycle, which is really hard to break out of. And I feel like I have luckily been able to break out of that cycle. And now I'm starting my forever world, as people call it. I don't like the idea of calling stuff forever worlds, because then it makes it sound like you can't play in any other worlds, which is just, I guess, it's just a nice way of saying your one main world, which I get they're similar. It's a bit of a nitpick, but I feel like saying your forever world kind of boxes you in a corner, and you're letting this one world make of you of what you think you'll be. And I've already had that feeling here because I've been in my world and I've been looking at stuff, and I'll look at other people's worlds they played back in alpha and beta and stuff, and I'll be like, man, maybe I'm not that happy with my world. Maybe I should have done a little better than I did. But you can't let yourself base it off of others. That's one of the biggest, I guess, issues that you have in this game is you compare yourself to others, especially online and through social media. You look at all the amazing builders, you look at Hermitcraft, you look at all kinds of stuff like that, and it's people making tons of impressive things, and it's sucks to us because most Minecraft players are normal. They don't know how to build well. They just play for fun. And then when you get into that cycle of wanting to build like them, you feel like nothing's good enough. So you kind of have to stop thinking things are not good enough and just building. That's one thing I've started doing in this world because back in the day when I used to play, I used to plan out every single build in creative, have it all built out, and then transfer it over to survival. But the problem is that's how I got burnt out of so many of my worlds. I'd make something, I'd be like, okay, this is cool, and then I start it, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do for the rest of it. And then I'm like, okay, well, I don't really want to play till I have this figured out. And then like I try to build, and nothing happens. And then eventually, before I know it, I end up quitting the world because I just lost motivation in trying to build, which is something I'm not allowed myself to do here in Timelocke. Well, I guess I should intro this. Welcome to Timelocke if you didn't hear it before. This is my quote unquote forever world where over the years I update Minecraft versions like we did in real life. Obviously, if you didn't hear, we are going to spend extra time in beta just to enjoy it and get more of an infrastructure down before we move up. Because originally I was just going to do everything exact, but after doing some thinking, it's like I want to spend a little extra time back in beta before moving. It'll only add a year onto it, but at the end of the day, 1 year doesn't do too much, and it'll help me get my bases. The only issue is you will then build more with less blocks. Once you move updates, you'll spend a lot of time, correcting things that you've already did. But oh well. So that means realistically we will move to Minecraft full release 1.1 in, let's see what year. So at the end of 27 will be when we go to 1.1, which is very crazy to think of because, as I'm recording this, it is January of 26. That is almost 800 days from now that we are going to be stuck playing in beta Minecraft, which is just wild to even think about how much time that is. And it's best not to dwell on it and be like, wow, this is crazy, and best to just take it a day at a time instead of being like, okay, I got 20 years in this world. It's like, okay, I got 5 years in this world. Let's see what happens. So that's what I'm gonna try to do for this. I can't just be like, oh my, there's a lot to do. How the heck am I gonna do this? And I think that's where one of the benefits of this world is how I have decided to not look at things crazy down the line. And another thing that I've been really fortunate with this world is if I wasn't recording it, I probably would have lost steam for it already. Realistically, because I mean, I think eventually daily uploads will end up burning you out, and that's when you take breaks. That happened to me with my Instagram page and stuff like that, where, you know, uploading every day eventually gets the best of you, and you will just completely burn out. Hey, I get it. It happens. But also, if you're really enjoying what you do, burnout really won't get it unless you overdo it. Like the way I do it is once a week I just play tons of Minecraft and I record like 5 or 6 videos, and then I'm good for the week, and then the next week I play again, which is really nice because it's like my Tuesday I'm off work. I'm like, you know what? Let's play some Minecraft. Yeah, and I've been getting back into it and also been playing other games recently too. So that's been very helpful. But we'll talk about that next episode as we'll have one final voiceover before we get back into the real content. As we have this little voiceover era. currently as I recorded tons of footage over the week, and now I'm finally putting content towards it. But if you're still listening to this and you've made it this far, I want to ask you, why haven't you started your Forever World? I know why I haven't. It's because I was lazy. I didn't have the motivations. I lost touch with Minecraft. It was lots of little things, but why haven't you started it? And I challenge you, why don't you start your world? It doesn't have to be Minecraft 1.20, 1. Whatever the heck it's in right now. You could go back to a version you played when you were little, go back to alpha, go back to beta, go to 1.7, go to 1.13, 1.14, go back in the day to some old versions and play a little bit. Nostalgia is such a big part of this, and it can help you a lot with these things. So, yeah, that's going to be my challenge to people listening to this. It's like, hey, you should go take on that Forever World. You should go give it a chance, and you should go enjoy the game again. Minecraft's been so much more fun with me having this overarching huge challenge and knowing that I'm playing an old Minecraft. Obviously, people are still making really cool things back in these old versions when I watch videos on it, but I'm just enjoying it and having fun in the moment, and that's all you can really ask of it. And it's more fulfilling that way when you don't try to do what others online think of it, or you get in your head like, man, this doesn't look good enough. What am I gonna do? I'm just not gonna let that happen to me, and you should never let it happen to you. So that, yeah, that's kind of where I'm leaving that at. I wasn't wanting to end this so soon, but oh well. I think we can. I'll just talk about one or so little things. It's funny when you do these unscripted because you have one single point in your head and then you try to go off of it like 5 or 6 little tangents, and then you kind of got to keep glancing at the clock to make sure you didn't do too short or too long or stuff like that. But yeah, if you do start your Forever World, comment below. I would love to see updates on it, or we could even use this as a chance to talk. Imagine people just telling you in the comments are like, okay, so here's my world. Today was day 5. I built this. I did this. It'd be really cool to keep a time capsule in my comment section of what you do in your world, as I think it's only, I guess, destiny that everybody starts a world like this, because 2026, it only will be what you make of it. So if you decide you want to make this a good year, it's going to be a good year. If you decide you want to be lazy and not do anything, then that's what's going to be. Your motivation is what makes this year what it is. If you don't go out and try, then it's not going to be a good year. But if you go out and try, you at least put that effort in, and you can say that, oh, look, I did this. I feel great about this, stuff like that. So yeah, the year is what you make it of. Do what you can, and just let the rest happen. That's my plan. I got ambitions this year. I would love to hit 500 subs on this channel by the end of the year. I would love to hit episode 2 or 300 of this series. I would love to do all kinds of little things, but at the end of the day, I can't do it unless I push myself to do it and stuff like that. So yeah, before I end this, these are trees I'm placing down right now that I just cut down in the last episode I recorded. So if you're watching these in about 3 or 4 episodes, I'm going to be cutting all these down. So this is what I was doing when I placed them down. So it's a fun little call to the future. But that's all for me, guys. Go start your Forever World, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.